Awesome. I am now back. It's a tea day. Every day is a tea day. Hello, artists. Welcome back. I can tell that this is not really the day for me to talk in front of a camera, but we're going to do it anyways. And I just wanted to come here and talk to you about what I learned from drawing 30 portraits in 30 days from the 30 Faces, 30 Days portrait class on the Sketchy app. Now, I'm not sponsored or anything like that. This is a course that I took at the beginning of this whole quarantine thing, and I really found it to be very beneficial in so many ways, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. And some of the things that you will probably find if you go ahead and take the former classes or the new class that's probably going to happen probably around July, I believe. I'm not sure. It hasn't been announced yet, so don't hold me to it. If you're new to the channel, hello, welcome. I do all things art. This is what this channel is all about. I am an artist and I love to share my love of art supplies, art techniques, tutorials, all that good stuff, and I hope that you will find yourself inclined to hit the subscribe button with the notification bell and follow me on all of my social media. So now that we got that out of the way, I'm going to go over some of the things that you will probably benefit as much as I did through this class. One of the things that definitely rang true was that it allowed me to experiment with different mediums that maybe I'd been kind of hesitant to do before. I actually delved into creating portraits with markers, alcohol markers, with colored pencil over it in 2 of those portraits, which I will show you, and I have time lapses of. And really, that's just one example of it, but I got into some gouache in more of like an illustrative style. It kind of drove me nuts, I'm going to be honest, but I really enjoyed the experience that, it enabled me to kind of push through some of my fears and be brave enough to try things. And if it didn't work out, it was okay. And that's one of the fantastic benefits of this class, is that you kind of get to a point where you're not looking for perfection. You're trying to let go of the end result. And that for me is a huge challenge because I'm really set on an ideal in my head. And I know that some of you artists do as well. So it kind of trains your brain to kind of say, you know what, it's okay to make mistakes, because the more that I made mistakes, the more I learned from my mistakes. And I know that's cliche, but it's so true. And we often find ourselves maybe on a day-to-day basis as artists not willing to really try as much and be brave enough if we get kind of comfortable with what our mediums are at that time. So this is a wonderful class to take if you're looking to kind of just challenge yourself to try new things and to let go of the end result. And so that leads me to number 2, which you'll gain confidence in your skills and learning these techniques that, so many instructors are involved with this and they all have different styles. And so you don't have to do it just like them, but you do learn things and you kind of adapt it to your own needs and skills. So if somebody is looking to, teach you how to crosshatch or something like that, then, you can try it in pencil versus maybe pen, or learning a new technique to add more color into your, pencil portraits. And, you can kind of do that on your own basis, but you also gain the confidence as you go along. You have all these different skills at looking at the portraits differently too, as well. You learn to see things differently because some of the different teachers have different approaches. You kind of get a chance to look at what they're seeing and you start to adapt that to your own unique style and your own unique approach. The feeling of having that confidence is absolutely priceless. It really is. You really can't put a price on that. So this is something that I learned myself the last 30 days in April whenever I did this. It was, there were things that I would say as an artist, I wasn't willing to try if I were looking for a portrait reference. I might have seen a portrait and said, you know what, that's too difficult. I really just don't want to take that on right now, or I'm afraid of failing or anything like that. And I know that goes back to number 1, but as you take this class and as I took this class, at the end of the day, I would say, okay, you know what, I tried something, I learned something, and whether or not it worked really wasn't so much relevant. But I have this new technique, I have this new skill, I feel more confident as a portrait artist. And that is really just something very special. And in these crazy times that we are in, it's so important to have a sense of community. And this community was really kind of my lifesaver as far as my mental sanity was concerned. You have this wonderful way to connect with other people just within the class. And, you know, there's a lot of positivity in that class. You don't find rude comments there. You find a lot of encouraging comments. And it's nice because whenever somebody like hearts your post, it actually says, you know, so and so cheered your post. And I thought that's a wonderful word, because I think we need that more often in artists communities, is to cheer each other on rather than tear each other down, or rather than, you know, being negative towards each other. But that particular class was interesting because we had one portrait per day, right? And so you would go and check the app, and whether you were ready to post or not, and you would look at everybody's different styles and how they interpreted that one portrait, and you have all these wonderful interpretations and beautiful renderings of, and the variety is just really inspiring to me to see that. So it would inspire me as an artist as well to maybe look at things a little differently, see how other people interpreted the portrait. And then sometimes I wouldn't do that. I would just go ahead and post mine and then look afterward to see, oh, you know, they did something different and I really like how they did that. So, you know, it was nice to be able to join in on a community that was just geared towards artists that do portraiture and really just love to sketch and paint and draw faces and in different lighting and everything like that. So I think that's it's a wonderful sense of community over there, even if it's just an art community on Facebook or wherever. Just the fact that you are connecting with other artists and keeping up with artists on a daily basis is so important right now, because we really do kind of have to lean on each other for some social contact. This also kind of ties in with gaining confidence in your skills. You really learn a lot of different techniques, and I think one of the most valuable exercises that I learned was to have timed sketches. And I know that's not necessarily something new, but it was something that I never really did that much. One of the instructors gave us timed sketches, and so it was basically, the idea was to get warmed up before you start approaching that sketch. And I can't even tell you how amazing it is. It may not necessarily be something I really want to do, but I've been approaching this a lot with my sketches and my portraits lately. And it really just gets you geared up, and it gets you feeling more confident that you can take this portrait on, and you learn to see things differently whenever you're kind of breaking down these time sketches. And they're as short as 1 minute, and then maybe doing 2 for 1 minute and 2 for 2 minutes, or 1 for 2 minutes, etc., etc. I typically do like a 1 minute, 2 minute, 3 minute, and 5 minute sketch. Sometimes I'll do a 10-minute sketch. But by the time that you get through those sketches, you're ready to go. You're ready to feel like you can draw this, and that also is an invaluable feeling as well. And also you learn different techniques from these different instructors, because they have such different styles, and you learn to basically improve your own skills through the techniques that they teach you. Hopefully this will work. You know, we learned a lot in pencil. We learned a lot in kind of an ink and watercolor wash. A pencil and watercolor wash ink. So many different ways to approach things, so many different mediums. It was a wonderful class. And if you want to, go ahead and join the Sketchy Art School. It's completely free. You can just follow the link in the description box. I am not sponsored. I am just trying to give you the opportunity to download a free app. It's a little bit different on iOS than it is Android. I have an iOS. It was no problem whatsoever. Download the class, or download the app, and go ahead and join the class if you would like. And I will see you hopefully on that app. Go ahead and connect with me, and I would love to see you there. Thank you for joining me today. I hope that you found this informative. I hope that you found it entertaining, at least. Hopefully it wasn't too rambly. And thank you for being you, and thank you for being an artist and creating in this world, this crazy, chaotic world, and bringing a sense of beauty into it. I really do mean that. And so have a great day. Stay inspired, everybody, and keep creating, and stay safe. Thank you. $300 on a microphone, and it doesn't want to work half the time. It's a Rode microphone. You would think I wouldn't have problems. Hardly ever. There were so many different materials that I used too. Let me scoot up so I can get back into focus. I hope I wasn't out of focus for too long. But I love these. They're like a sensory experience. A friend of mine gave me these about 5 years ago, and I love them. They don't match at all whatsoever, but I don't really care. So please, please work, audio, please. I can see that you're working. I don't know how good you're working though. So, oh, that one eyebrow does not look fun. It looks a little angry. Ugh. I need to pluck these babies. They are in quarantine mode. Hey artists, welcome back. It's me again. I actually filmed this before and I had complete audio technical issues. So, good Jesus Christ.